Time Soldiers, known in Japan as Battlefield, is a 1987 top-viewed run-and-gun shooter developed by Alpha Denshi. Time Soldiers can be played by either a single player or by two players simultaneously. Players move their characters with an 8-way rotary joystick, shooting enemies along a scrolling backdrop. The rotary joystick allows the players to walk in one direction while shooting in another. The plot involves the protagonist travelling through time to rescue their comrades from the villainous Glayland. Each of the 5 levels is set in a different time period: the Primitive Age, the Age of Rome, the World Wars, the Age of War, and Future World. Players travel between periods with the aid of a device called the D-Scanner. If a player enters a time period that is not the one which the captive soldier is located, the player must defeat a mid-level boss, then re-enter the time portal, repeating the process until the correct time period is reached. Strangely, the Japanese Master System port actually uses the Western name of Time Soldiers rather than the Japanese name of Battlefield. The first thing you'll notice about this Sega reprogrammed version is just how good the music is. Being the Japanese version, we can hear the FM audio rather than the Western PGM audio. To be honest though, even the PGM version of the soundtrack isn't bad. The next thing you'll notice, despite the lovely graphics and the simultaneous 2-player gaming, is that there's next to no action on screen compared to the arcade original. This is hardly surprising, but what is surprising is that Sega have changed the stage layouts. You still basically visit the same areas as the arcade game, but now they are arranged. Gameplay has also been arranged. Porting over the arcade's controls to the Master System wouldn't be easy. So what we have here is a basic point and shoot style of controls. Basically, you shoot in whichever direction you are facing. This does change the way the game plays, but it's still Time Soldiers at the end of the day. Commodore 64 fans were certainly treated to a lot of good arcade ports, with this being no exception. What we have here is a game that, while lacking in on-screen action, can certainly give your reflexes a workout. This game is relentless. Maybe not as bad as the arcade game, but still a real challenge. What's important is that the challenge isn't cheap. You'll often die from trying to rush a certain area or just by not paying attention. There are times, however, when you will die simply because you couldn't see the enemy due to them blending in with the background. That can be annoying at times. Still, the gameplay is good. If only it had a rapid fire option. This ST port was developed by SmartEgg, and while it resembles the arcade in more ways than one, it doesn't feel like the arcade game. Now there's all sorts of entry bars going on at the bottom of the screen, which are rather confusing. You also only seem to get one life now, which makes this extremely difficult. Also, just like the Master System and Commodore 64 ports, the stages have yet again been arranged. This isn't necessarily a bad game, just a port that takes some liberties. The Amiga game is identical to the ST, but it plays so much better. Now we have a game that feels right. It's so smooth for an Amiga arcade port. So much so, it almost feels like a console game. It also has a great soundtrack. True, it's buggered all like the arcade soundtrack, but still pretty cool. It's just a shame we can't have sound effects and music at the same time. It's either one or the other. Sadly, this port is as tough as a 2-week-old dog turd. In fact, it's stupidly tough. Hence why I'm cheating to bring you this footage. And let's take a look at all those versions of Time Soldiers running side by side.